grandmother looked after him from age 6 in the village. Gave him money to come to the city. He gets the visa and leaves. Don't write, nothing. He's over there for 5 years. Comes back with his new white wife. He comes, don't even go to the village to see his grandmama. Grandmama got some roots, right? She's in the village. So he's leaving back. He gets to the airport, takes out his passport. The immigration officer takes the passport and looks at it and says, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" He said, "Why?" He takes the passport and looks. Guess who picture is in this motherfucker? His grandma. Fatih, ring him later, I'm here with you. Let me shoot the video, ring him later. Okay, thank you. Yep. Yo, I'm living in a world where friends come and go fast like style trends. Boy kills man to get the bands. Tell me what's your defense? It all depends on where now you got that ass program. Hope you understand. Your 45 wild self, speedy wealth is all you seek. Week after week, I think your whole life leak. Word true, me and you look similar, but it's only based on skin color. You be the absentee father with the chip on the shoulder, ready to kill and die for that dollar. The type of brother that neglects his mother, but bluff thicker, the more liquor, fancy cars and the fake affections of a silver tongue gold digger. Now let's all take a trip inside the minds of men who pull the trigger. To understand despair, to understand schizophrenia. You probably live in an area where the worst crimes you do, the more famous you get, and I bet you let your soul slip for some easy duckers. Roaming the streets in the nighttime with halfway bandits, bringing the tragic to both school hate and love. Strictly bring it in, yo. That's right. We just opened it up right now. The name is Rockstone. Plante. Yeah. 1, 2. Yeah. Check it out, go like this. I'm still the president, still the magnificent, still love the over 100%. So if I miss down so many things, so I'm in just so much me absent. Hip life, if you're out, what you want to make your rent. You be a many, I come and tea, better be young, sim, like the 10 commandments, bad friends. Now for one, what's that germs? It's in a me bomb with defense. Or be any simple Zanga over to me try bands. Yeah, I sound take, make a long back. I feel when you're mobile back on my mid-10. Yeah, says rap, it depends. His Excellency Obrafour, Reggie Rock. With a make us a shop, what video most me stop. My raps, not the free, no handbrake, no truck. Money before I beat you all my big keys for truck. The moon there, what you know? The summer baby, but one more hip hop. I had my circles of wire.
I tell you, Accra is Accra. I have my man KODs in the building. I tell you tonight.
And you know
hey,
what?
yo!
You know what? We have 4 albums.
That's right.
We have 4 albums, and the new one is 1G.
Yes, say ya.
It's to your jaw. Ha! Boa! Don't go like there. That. This is West Coast representing.
Make it a mic. 1G. My rap. 1G. My steps. 1G. My flex. 1G. Afizi. My crado. Modern with the Biambra. Maso Mano.
This is just one of the things that happens every night. Nightlife in Accra. ACCRA. We rolling.
Hiplife is a combination of African lingua. When I say African lingua, I'm talking about the African dialects fused with hip-hop beats.
That's right.
And you know, boom buche is an African rhythm. So we bring in the roots African culture.
That's right.
You must know that Hiplife is a culture, it's the life that we live in here. We portray how we go, you know, how we roll. Say when we go see a girl, we just write the lyrics. When we go have a money, we just write about the lyrics. When we have big cars, and when Ghana is getting bigger, we write lyrics about that.
You know,
that is Hiplife.
Yes, sir.
It's our life.
These are the little ones. They're like OGs. They're like gangsters. They don't talk too much. I'm scared of them. We don't have a beat, so you're gonna make the beats for me. So give me a hand clap like that. Yeah. 1, 2. My name is Reggie Rockstone and I'm on the mother care. Bring it in everything and yo, I don't fear. When I grab the microphone, I go there. Tell me how you feeling when you don't drink beer. Don't drive, can't speed.
Like I always say, it was a con. It wasn't supposed to be like what it is today.
Make you break when far same thing. Far from the fact that I just think in. One take from me patch on my control. If I got some metro in your paper, so I am
what I'm guilty of is taking the life from high life and then hip from hip hop. Just so my music wasn't branded foreign. Because that's what happened when I started. Even though I was rhyming in my own language, it was like, it's foreign. Reggie, everybody, I can't hear you. Okay. After living in the West for so long, coming home, I came to realize kids here, which I expected somewhat, but I didn't know how big it would be. They was feeling the same music that we was listening to. The only difference was because rap is informative, they didn't understand what was being said in the songs. Both negative and positive all just trashed together. It's just some Americans who look like them, or us, our brothers in the diaspora, talking over beats that was funky and they were feeling it. So basically, with highlife dominating the scene and the youth not necessarily feeling it, so most of the Ghanaian youth was being brought up through MTV.
Tell, little man. Yo MTV Raps, PLZ.
If you had a brother from New York or London someplace, they would come with a mixtape or you'd watch a video and they identify with the people they seen in the videos who look like them, don't really talk like them, but the rhythm to which they speak is similar to what they, how they speak.
Hiplife has basically been a youth kind of genre, and so it's left those of the people who are my age somewhat confused about what is going on. But it's taken over the scene. There are lots of people who feel that young people are just being imitative. But if we listen to young people and what they're doing with hip-hop, we'll see a lot of innovation in content and sound. It's amazing that they've taken on the form of hip-hop, but the content is so Ghanaian. It's a gesture not only of defiance, but of the way they think of themselves. There's this whole culture of seeing themselves as having the right to speak.
Your second line, no, you two go rap to the camera. Then the third person, who be the third? You. You two, you go come cross up. So the video all they move straight.
Abara me hu no na wo ye ensio sela ala odonti menti obiano anya ntumedua enye se numdua odo waba trance ya me miki nya me chile hu junti wa mamaju ti se bodeju kosi mra mefuju no fi se metodwom enya de ayen ebo mu se group ba obi a ye master rapper me enyom na hye machikutu nkonya wonders
we saying your friend is said
Ghana boys
rap
I shall say na tough.
Still
tough. You're fun easy. You're anything. You're fun qua. But at the end of the day, no. A bit may make you be bent in the air and say your wedding. That's why I brought your friend a hope.
What do you do if you are power? You can't get to it. We do for what is it? We drew back.
So the old people out there sometimes think Hiplife is some kind of garbage thing. It's not like that. And the thing, is Hiplife is for frustrated people. Never like that. You know what I mean? I'm really making money out of it. And there wouldn't be any bad thing.
Besides you making money in it, you're still advising people. You're still talking to the youth.
They can't just accept hip hop just like that in Africa. They just want something
local,
that can correspond to their
language.
Imagine an American speaking Chi. Big difference.
Big difference.
And just like let me say, an black man trying to who hasn't been to the New York before, and he's trying to imitate slang. Just imagine, just like example, just like I'm trying to be here right now.
I tell them all the time, anytime you start making music for just money, it never goes nowhere. Never. You know what I mean? Because music, you see, like the devil knows money. Money is one of his main power tools. Okay? Now, music, if you think about it, in the Bible, Lucifer used to be head of the choir. Biblical talk. So he does know music.
Do that shit, come on!
Before Hiplife really got on the way, we used to have our own house parties. Anytime young guys got together, it was either we're doing some sort of Running Man, some sort of jumping. It was Western imitation, whether we like it or not. Rap, we say it's a black thing that's from this place, but I guess the commercial world was really the Western world. And a lot of people tried to copy what they were doing. Some of our accents changed, way of life, what we were wearing, all part of the Coca-Cola generation. We try to be the kids and plays, the Grandmaster Flashes, the Mel Mels, the LL Cool J's. Then you dare not do it in the local language. You'll be a laughing stock. I mean, forget it. You could try and blend the local language and all this yo-yoism, foreign life, but then it wasn't, I mean, hey, things have really changed.
With me growing up in New York City, I walked the walk, I talked the talk, I wore the fashion. The DJing part, that was my first encounter with this whole thing called hip hop, which is now a global phenomenon. My idea was how to take that record and take my hand, put my hand on the record, pull it back, and it goes jig 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 jig. And I went back home to Ghana at the end of 1994. I met Reggie Rockstone in a nightclub called Miracle Mirage. And the way I met him was that I was at a table with a bunch of girls and guys, and he was rapping on the mic to the Fugees' instrumental song called Booth Bath. And I introduced myself. Now Reggie had these short locks at the time, and he was with another rap artist called Freddie Funkstone, who was basically his high school partner from the 1980s in Accra, Ghana.
How many of y'all ever heard that she rap? She fucking rap.
And with the way they was rhyming, it didn't have like a Ghanaian accent, a Ghanaian intonation, and it was in English. And I thought I was listening to rappers from Brooklyn, so immediately I got up out of the table. I said, look, I don't have any discs, but I can make beats. I was a DJ, I'm a DJ, I can do this and that. I don't have anything here in Accra because I left everything in New York because I'm on vacation. He said, well, I have a friend who has a recording studio in the area of Accra called La Boni. His name was George Bruni, and he had Groove Records. In the back of Groove Records, he had everything that I was used to using in New York, such as an Insonic ASR-10, Tascam mixing board, records to sample. We left the club like 4 in the morning. We got to the recording studio like 10 or 11 in the morning. That like a few hours later, everything just started clicking. Like a half an hour later, I had like 2 beats flying through, and then they just started opening up with the vocals. Mind you, this is rap. This is rap under hip hop subculture. No such thing called hip life yet. Reggie and them came out of a hip hop environment. They were big rap stars in London at the time. They was part of a group called PLZ. Parables, because you know Ghanaians speaking parables. Linguistics, just to show that I can flip it in another language. And slang, which is a play on the word slang.
For myself as a producer, because of the British environment, with PLZ I was not able to explore Africa. PLZ were the closest Britain could get to America in terms of, I mean, the sound was good, lyrics, everything was good. But now if PLZ said, okay, man, now we are going to start making African music, you know what I mean, that should have been the end of it.
In 1990, we had groups like Native Fan Clubs, NFL. We had groups like Talking Drums. We had groups like Sai Lava. We had General Marcos, Black Prophet. You know, these were all rap artists. It was 1994. That's when Reggie came down. You know, there was this big Panafest 94. And Reggie was like, yo, let's do this in our own language, man. So he came out with, you know, his first album, you know, and we listened to some of the lyrics, man. And it was so amazing. You know, for a moment, you know, I thought he was rapping in English, man. Trust me. And it was cheap. So he was like, yo, this is a revolution, man. Let's do it.
Well, we had to explore our identity, musically, lyrically, performance-wise. This was not going to be possible with PLZ.
I don't think Reggie came back to Ghana after his stay in the United Kingdom to do a hip life record or produce a record or anything like that. I guess I gave him the push. It's like, oh snap, yo, a New York producer, somebody who can do beats and stuff. Let's get together. Somebody that only can do beats, he has an idea of how a music business should roll. So let's take it farther than that. Let's form a record label. Because at the time, nobody was going to put this new form of music out. Nobody was going to even hear that. And at that time, I met a very innovative studio engineer by the name of Zap Mallet. I give him credit because he gave me the idea to actually bring in or incorporate the Ghanaian musical influences.
Yeah, it's just the beginning, ain't it?
It was a good time for Hiplife to move out of the dungeons and bedrooms and underground onto a main stage. I mean, here was traditional highlife music, but simply produced with a hip-hop ethic. Take the essence of the beat, exaggerate it as much as possible, and repeat it over and over again. So you've got a really tight lockdown group. The response was phenomenal.
Makamaka. That was Reggie's first time. I said it because I can say it, or I said it because I said it. That's right there shows innovation. Like, nobody else is gonna do it, so I'm just gonna do what I have to do, and that's that. But the rest of the album, it was just hip-hop beats. I mean, I was doing like beats, like boom bap beats, New York type beats, and they were just rhyming over it in English. I mean, everything was rap, so it was in English.
Oh Lord.
And then Reggie was like, yo, I think we have something here. What do we do with it? I said, well, we can try to release in the United States. But I said, everybody's trying to release in the United States. It was Reggie's father, Ricky Osei, God bless his soul, who suggested that we tweak this a little bit more and cater it for Africa. So we put 2 Ghanaian songs on there. Well, I call them Ghanaian because they were in tree. Ago and Sweetie Sweetie. And then we needed that hardcore rap stuff. And we printed them up in New York and we shipped them all over the world. And then we printed up cassettes for the Ghanaian market. Kept those songs on there, so it was like a balance.
Actually, highlife has about 2 or 3 different roots. There's not a single root, but the earliest form is known as Adaha, which is a local Ghanaian brass band music that evolved in the 1880s under the impact of 6,000 or 7,000 West Indian soldiers who were brought to Cape Coast to help the British fight against the Ashantis during the Ashanti Wars from 1870. And they had regimental bands, the West Indians, and in their spare time they played Afro-Caribbean music, and this seems to be one of the triggers. So Adaha music was probably a sort of imitation, and then it developed its own trajectory, started to utilize traditional Ghanaian rhythms and so on. And then another type of highlife came from the impact of what you might say really ragtime music and Latin American ballroom music.
Ghana's Prime Minister, Ghana is the name, Ghana, we wish to...
From about 1914, dance orchestras were set up for the elites in Ghana to play at sort of expensive clubs like the Roger Club in Accra or the Optimism Club in Takoradi, when the poor people who gathered around the dancing clubs of the elites suddenly heard some of these orchestras started to also play local melodies, street melodies and so on. If you look at the origins of highlife and juju music in Nigeria, maringa in Sierra Leone, you'll find that the 3 elements are the African, the Western and the black diasporic, right from the very beginning. There wouldn't have been any highlife without an African American or Black Caribbean impact.
Here I am, south of the Sahara, on the eve of Armageddon, living the hip life, if you want to look at it that way. But I'm a Pan-African revolutionary, and one of the reasons that I live here is because I believe I am a citizen, as all Africans are, of Africa. Ghana has a long historical connection with the African diaspora, especially in North America. Kwame Nkrumah went to a black college in the United States. Marcus Garvey and the symbolisms of Pan-Africanism had a significant influence on Kwame Nkrumah.
Ghana, your beloved country is free forever.
When Ghana received its independence, it became a mecca and a beacon for the liberation movements from around the continent. So we've always had a staunch relationship with the Pan-African spirit and tradition that Ghana has always symbolized. It was the R&B group War that said the whole world is a ghetto. And I think a lot of people was just using it as a cliche then, but globalization has made the whole world a ghetto. And hip-hop has spread to every ghetto in the world.
In 1979, Flight Lieutenant Rawlings and his comrades in arms took the reins of government. They did a coup d'etat. They took power from a military government and went on to organize elections whereby Dr. Hilla Liman got elected as the president. There was a lot of movement in Ghanaian music. Jeduble Amboli was experimenting with rap and highlife. Osibisa recorded an Afro rock album. Fela Kuti of Nigeria brought Afrobeat. In 1981, Flight Lieutenant Rawlings came back, put the country under curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., no movement, stay at home, watch TV if you can. And of course, live music just died. All the bands and musicians broke up. They went their various ways, some to Europe, some to America. And this was the demise of Ghanaian music. After going through the revolutionary period, we get to 1992 where there's constitutional reform, there's democracy. You can express yourself politically as well as musically.
I'm breaking them down till it's broken. I can't close, I'm open. I speak my mind and keep my mind spoken. Same time I'll be hoping that the old bread head will later come down on the ground and act like it chose it. 1, not 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. When the sun shines.
I remember a lot of young Ghanaians coming back from North America and Europe and having to apply for these radio licenses. There was popular Ghanaian music, there was highlife, but I say 75% or 80% of their programming, music from North America and Europe. They needed to fill their broadcast time with Ghanaian music, and they gave us an outlet to put the music on the radio.
Stations came on air, Groove FM, Gold FM. A lot of very young DJs, very much into hip hop and very much into the youth culture.
I came back to Ghana 24th of March 1995. At a time where private radio and TV was just starting, and I thought this is exciting. I want to stay here and see what we can do. I presented a program called Gold Blast, and we highlighted so many of these hip life artists on our show. Obviously, Reggie Rockstone came on the show, VIP, Lord Kenya, Ex-Doge, Cargo.
The freaky shit is that I sounded and dressed like the kids they would see in the New York videos, but then when I rapped, it was a treat. So I was a hero.
One of the most essential elements in the advance of any country is the provision of a first-rate system of communication.
I mean, it's always cool to go back to the blueprint, the source. It's good to know, you know what I'm saying? But fuck it, I ain't standing here with no Devereux when I got a mobile phone. You gotta be kidding. You know what I mean? The world is moving. Come on, you gotta move too. But I do know the source. That's what's important, and respect that. But I'm not into all that. Let's do the indigenous.
Hello, London. Hello, London. Hello, Lagos. Hello, Lagos.
And especially that dealing with hip-hop where we sample from any damn place to make a piece together, you know. Beat bandits.
Someone like Reggie, even though we give him the credit for starting Hip Life, he didn't do a real Hip Life song till the second album when we did Keep Your Eyes on the Road with Alaji K. Frimpong's Chanchembe Edumewu, you know, as the backbeat.
Here we go, y'all. Casa Records. Check it out. Mr. Ride. People in the place. You know what I'm saying? Put your hands in the air. That's right. Reggie Rockstone. Keep it on. All the girls out there. Keep it on.
Reggie was always playing the song called Shekara, which is in Yoruba like a street term, like attitude, boldness in Lagos. And everybody knows that song by Fela Kuti. I mean, he threw the CD to me. He said, do something with this. And at that time, Ghana was going through a lot of energy cuts. So it was load rationing, electricity and stuff. It was difficult time those days. In the second album, we're trying to please people in North America. We're trying to please people in Europe. We're trying to please people in West Africa. We thought that, okay, if we sample African records, then it will authenticate that this is really an amalgamation of hip-hop and High Life.
Yeah, this is Reggie Rockstone alongside the Mobile Boys. I know you feeling this wherever you at. Yo, rap true soldiers. But I'm gonna take this time now to ask one question. Are y'all ready? Go like this. What's your name? School. Subject.
Rappers and Grammy Awards.
Are you ready? What's your name? School. Subject.
Rappers and Grammy Awards.
He's been dubbed the Godfather of Hiplife, or some people call him Grandpa. It's interesting. It's all a sign of respect, and it's also quite interesting to see how these kids look up to him and come up to him and see how he can help them. It's very much in the traditional mode of doing things. You find a patron who can actually take you by the hand. We have a saying in Akan that if you climb a good tree, you deserve a push.
Nigerians are not scared of white folk. If you go to Nigeria and you're white, they dupe you first. In Ghana, it's totally different. You know what I'm saying? We was really colonized by these crackers. The Ghanaians never identify or, should I say, accept that they was defeated by the British. They was conquered by the British. They got the emblems and the coat of arms, dog. They fucking still here. You ain't never seen no big thing ding on TV without some white dude in there. This is the only country where if you don't speak English, it's a crime. How? You can't speak English? Bush boy. Ghanaians are the only people who look at another Ghanaian and say, look at your black face. The fuck is that about?
When you was here, na ya wufu suma me medo me wuna yo nya me ne pa me kodo beda. Chale min tena hoda na me nya begas. Uchoko 1,000. Utemi kana wo hime. Me penyo mo se wo wona. Se wo baby anyum wo bia me wo ho. Baby am kwa sorry na me bobo. Drums asori twene ne asori nyum ne ade ade bi okra mutimi read asori Bible fine. Eno ana ntina me mutimi se nyum to na ade a ewo mi mu fitin kwala be.
No bad boy them, you know, it be the ghetto. We are sabi ototo. That one they free your mind with the popo, but everything they at the control. Kochoko, one man commando go make you mellow. Ayalolo, alasa, call it labako from here to Nkoko. My name is Johnny Tosa. But the people almost frame me. Nkonya wonders. Local school was Stonebwoy Secondary School. This I'm here, and I'm young. Cause I'm here. Igbeni. Yo, me no pe. When I'm your last born, you know, last born in flying colors. Yeah, and they say, I'm singing me a bema. They say to me hold the busiano. Yeah, Abrabone is all born on quack. A branded one, and before you can achieve something better, no, you have to suffer for it, you know, experience more and suffer for it before you can achieve it, and with determination. No, I say my bad diamonds when they be Jimmy saying first grandpa, I say a gun grade. Minishi, what time ya, what time ya me good enemy, me japadia, ni miti mojene, muchime, sumuhumiana, man, the measure. School, you know, Yakobi. They do baby no so na tochima, you know, yantima fan ya juma. Nti sisi ya no so na kwa say bota na esi mani so say na me ka kire mo no Hiplife no ye wo mo panyi a friend Reggie Rockstone na ono so wodi mu agro ni me ye pa no you bin so na nante a na kwa bi say na woni nya wo ye obi abu e say na kwa say Reggie ne kutaye na e bedi baby e da sisi ya ono no kutaye, you know, akwane ba ya ko bank krakra ya ono anu kutaye mu ena Reggie obi a me ginedi na da bia me pa ba kwa say bia oh erade nti nipa yi wo hwa metime ne na gina ho no matundwom wo hwa metime ayese ne so hobby combing my hair.
I got no lights though, man. What kind of superstar Ghanaian rapper got no lights? Even if I had the money, I couldn't put it on until after Christmas. Yeah, they all break. They don't fuck with their Christmas.
When you are with an old man or an old lady, you have to know you are still a student, no matter how old you are. If you know the person is older than you, you know, that's how Africa goes. You listen.
Always when I look at VIP, I know I move on. VIP started like we are right now, but today, because of their hard work, everything is moving on.
And they had a lot of courage and a lot of skills from Reggie before they started doing their own thing.
Yeah, man. I did watch the Accra Music Awards. This is what I told him. I said, don't rap to the crowd, rap to the camera. The camera is the stage. These bougie fucks up. Sometimes they act like they don't even know the song. The camera, that goes out to everybody. I'm like, damn, man, if I don't win this, I can't come back. Even my dog will bite me.
It's Reggie Rockstone from Ghana.
Ghana, we had a peaceful election. I'd like to thank Space for my manager, Taruba Benwahab. It's all the folks, all the entrepreneurs, all of the politicians who support African music. Keep it up and keep the beat going on. Power to the people, power to African people. Yeah, try that house.
Well, I don't see who is doing hip life at the moment. They're doing gospel music, which they're rapping over. They're doing hip hop, which they're calling hip life. I don't know who is doing hip life at the moment. I don't even know what hip life is. I'm confused now.
Reggie was doing it, but you can feel the Western style in it. And most of the boys who were also, good in this game weren't good at that Western style too much. It was that local until Obrafour came and opened that chapter.
What hip life was doing was taking foreign ideas and concepts, translating them into Twi, and then selling those to the public, which I thought was the most negative thing of all. If hip life was going to be about translating America into Africa, then I wanted no part of it. My idea was always to translate Africa into something global.
Hip life has one school. Talk of the Tic-Tacs, the Continis, the Lord Kenyas. They put more emphasis on their beat and their rhythm. They make sure their song is danceable. And there's the vocal delivery type of hip life that concentrates more on talking to the public, telling them what they want. Talk of Obrafour, talk of Obrafour, talk of Akan-language. They introduce proverbs, things that are of national treasure to the Ghanaian public.
You know what I like about Obrafour? He's doing the African thing. He's not ashamed to be African. Obrafour is one of the few artists, in fact, Obrafour and maybe Kontihini, they're the only two who do not go on stage and do the, what's up, boy, hip life, we've got to talk, we've got to wear our jeans to our ass. And I like him for that. He's proud to say, yes, I have a Ghanaian accent. Yes, I haven't traveled, and so what? I will talk like a Ghanaian and be proud of it.
Why always play Western type of beat and then we rap Twi on it? Why not play what we know? Why not play the bobos that our local ensembles do? Why not play the Adoes, the Ketes? When I was entering hip life, that was the idea I took. So my first album, my first hit on Boy was a typical Agbaja. Played along Adaha is another local dance style.
Komi, Tony Jack, Emini. Oh, Nana, what we were in she coli, she you emo, can't pay. All right, my father, the petino can you call, play him a job, play him.
You have people like GQ, Tiny, and the whole movement using the traditional Ga, Jama beats and Banogo beats to create actually interesting fusion of that rhythm and high life and rap.
But I think almost 90% of these hip lifers are using local beats. That's what we call Jama.
Jama. We always talk about Jama because it's not that Jama is not good. It's good for our country.
There's a distinct hip life sound now, where when Reggie started it, we wasn't gunning that, make it like a distinct hip life sound. We were just gunning to make a sound, period, to differentiate ourselves from Busta Rhymes, Naughty by Nature, and all that. But now there's a distinct hip life sound. You have to have like certain rhythms and certain cadence of flow. Like these artists now, like Obrafour, Batman, and then I gotta mention Sydney, because Sydney used to be with a group, Nananu. And there's a trend, like with these hip life artists. They take traditional phrases or Ghanaian names, and that's the name of the group.
We called ourselves Nananum, meaning the chiefs or the rulers. Nananum. That we started in the palace. We had the king, we had the linguist, and we had the queen mother. So we were ruling the hip life for us at that time, you understand? That's why we took the name, because we believe this whole thing started in the palace, you understand? And I, Sydney myself, you know, I think I got my inspiration from my great-great-grandfather, who is called Osei Kwame, who is believed to be the first Ghanaian musician to have, you know, to have a song on a record. Yes, so I'm a cousin to Reggie, and that's where we all link wherever from. Black people do hip hop in America, and we believe they were taken from here, Africa, and some other to the diaspora. Back in the days in the palace, there's always somebody who always pours an appellation before the chief speaks. The Saturday goes like, you know, our great-great-grandfathers used to do this back in the days in the palace. Yes. When you put beat behind this thing, this is pure rap. Pure rap.
Where a proverb, which is a capsule of wisdom, is stated, and then the song would, or the poem would expand on the proverb.
Sentinel, Ajibebia. You know, Sentinel is a hilarious, informative, and educative song on personal hygiene and also environmental hygiene. And trust me, also became another controversial song, because there was this part of the song that I said, honorable clothes from work, and he takes off his shoes, and you know, the smell from the socks. And one member of parliament wanted to take me to court for using honorable. So it was a big debate, man, because I was like, what's wrong, man? I said honorable. It doesn't necessarily mean a member of parliament. So while this man was talking about taking me to court, the president of Ghana himself endorsed the song. The song was a big hit all over. Everybody was singing Sentinel. So the MPP people, as the New Patriotic Party, they approached us, that's my management, and they wanted to buy the rights of that song for their political, you know, campaign. But yo, we thank God that as a hip life, as I said in my local, as a hip life at Jintin, and my mouth for Jinhusika. Hip life is growing big, and you know, it's feeding people now. You know, people are making money out of hip life.
We're the Africans. Aren't we proud of ourselves?
It's actually quite audacious for the rap artists to come out there and be brazen and start using proverbial language, speaking to their elders and to the whole society. For the composer is actually owning that proverb once they make the song, because they are saying, this is my perspective on this proverb. Fefe nefe intina obatumrika osuni nufu na nyese ebifriato. It's just because it's beautiful and stylish that when a woman runs, she holds onto her breasts, but it's not because they were going to fall off.
It be three things where they make you successful for this game, for Ghana. I did with me asri Ghanaian on pesri. Syrian quarantine election, pre-election, election intention grammar. Because somebody will crack some joke, they will laugh and it's over. You see? Then the next one be sense. They will talk sense. Then the next one be dance. You know, the flow.
And from the Black Star Square, these vans sally forth to every nook and cranny. The going sometimes is difficult, but no obstacle must stand in the way of the democratic dream.
You know, it got to a point where I had to show these kids, I said, look, man, you got to address issues now. Don't sit out there act like we don't have problems. And the visa thing has always been apparent as far as my people trying to cross over to the other side. And you know, people do incredible things to cop a visa, you know. So I made a song where I wrote, it was like a letter from a dude over here to his brother and his girlfriend about his struggles trying to get over there. It just hit right there. People felt that because they could identify with it. And that's the state that I would want hip life to be in now. It's cool, we could make boogie music, but you know, you can't just dance.
They may not be standing in a pew, but they are pastors now. They're preaching to youth about morality, about maintaining yourselves, about educating yourselves. You don't have to go and sit in a church and wear a tie and be all condescending.
Because I don't want to say lyrics in all that profane. They teach, they educate us, especially like social issues. You can say relationships, like or to say a bit more profane. A person about DB. But yeah, use and 2 years. No lyrics, like advice be an emo mind. A bit more talk. They talk about this drinking, smoking, and following people.
I had dreadlocks when I came to Ghana, and you didn't get many people, women, especially with dreadlocks in those days. So you walk down Accra, everybody be looking like Rasta girl. You're really now you walk down Osu Street and you don't notice because everybody's got dreads or they got a funky China bump. So Accra is so cosmopolitan now. Boy is and also tia and ginger suit to dance. Nanso some way be or her, some way rhythms be or her. And also like you don't dance in a decent way. Well, I said now I'm about close into
It's not new, the idea that women are not part of these popular movements. Abriwanana stands out very strongly because apart from 1 or 2 other young women, she's the doyen as far as women are concerned, and of course her name is interesting. Abriwanana meaning the granddaughter of an old woman, and that attribute is that old women are supposed to be the source of wisdom.
Mr. DJ, pass it.
Telling the truth, it's not been easy with me getting into the music industry because first, my parents didn't like the idea of, their only daughter getting into music. They thought it was too rough a world for me to enter. But when I entered into the music industry, they realized that, look, it wasn't as bad as they thought it was. My kind of thing that I do is different because I'm doing the original highlife, that is the indigenous music in Ghana, and then I'm mixing it up with a raga, which I believe came from Jamaica. So right now, my style that I'm doing, I call it rag life because it's a combination of raga and highlife, and it goes like, hey, Adiami Trini Bema watching Auto Festa, what's that a share into what's a way rasta, interna
pasta, Unya Impabo and Sawadane monster, and Ora Opapa who had a master, Osiwa antenna school the semester, school physical or the Aquama sister Esther, I'm a pushing and I'm having siesta.
We preach here, we preach reality. We don't show you how to rap. We don't teach you how to do your choruses. We teach you life lessons.
The Beastmaster. Oh, and I'm Digimani was some been lad to a mitium, Yamada, Momamusham, Bewu, and found Savisha Bishop Botoman, Wedurani, Penkuto, Matuama Mumunsham, Fidemon Sadia, Mabomusia, Bewudabusiaman, Kadati, and Isioma.
But rap after 40, man, if you retire, straight up. So we are in to secure the rappers. After 40, they have something to really go back to. It's basically like we are in for the hip lifers. We are here to secure.
This is a revolution.
Yeah, man, it's a revolution.
This is a revolution without guns.
Yeah.
This is a lyrical revolution. We're going to do it from the way we live.
Like lay back, everybody making money because these boys should start driving Benzes, and the only way they can drive Benzes is if if the Hiplife is so big that they can sell 1 million copies. Because now they sell 80,000 copies and they say they have a hit. You know, it's wrong. We need to start selling 2 million copies before the boys can start driving MLs and building houses for their parents and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, we should just like dog Hiplife and all, like everybody should go back to school. Because if we don't do this, they will all be walking around Accra without any money. You know, without any money.
I have to call Hammer Teller. You know what I mean? Hammer is good, but you can't use the same beat for 1,000 rappers. How? They make the rappers know they go far. You know what I mean? If everyone sound the same, you know what I mean? One beat from Obrafour to Tiny, everybody. I understand what he's trying to do, but Ghana's too small.
Enu mu defo se ya hwa na ede wetie enso wanti ase ye obenyansafo yebu ne be yenka na sem oti ya tonte na yeye oti ya tonte
supreme. See this guy, I'll give us some beat there. They go fuck Ghana.
Osum akwe pe bibia hu nkmegu aso nchem em watomum ya amami tu osu nkum nso ena du akwasi nkum di kundum di ebesi bia ye ebia amane sankanye ebia amane sanka oti ko bi panapampem na awo fu otintesu yogu mpanifu apampem bo musuo am 20 botia 20 botia tonte.
I'm trying to explain to him that my people like my daughter's age, they don't understand certain, even I speak Cree, but some of the Cree sometimes they speak, I don't understand it. It's big, you know? And I'm saying that the older folk who can understand what he's saying are not really buying Hiplife. So there's the younger cats. And the younger cats don't understand the big Cree, you see? So he needs to simplify.
Timothy atuntani obia esa se wo hwe ode ne nkwasi ho e force hwe ne nkwala ni nuano ma education de ehia sanse se oba wan hwe no ye na education a okodane asawe ni de be kwan obefa so obeye didi na ehia no wa ha no ti me fight se betumi aboa me family me beye bi akọ o chine bi aka se o asmesi moti atonte na be bie sa company we mande yensu yetumi ayeye ni abomidin di akasem na me passion no Ghana there we are suffering serious. We are suffering serious. Ghana.
Guinness. They approached me. This is like, Reg, man, you know, we checked out your work. I mean, for years I wouldn't endorse alcohol, but when they showed me that paycheck in my contract, I asked for a platform to address responsible drinking, and as the song goes, keep your eyes on the road. It's a song that was already made, and they just took it and made a commercial out of it. They got billboards everywhere now, so the women like it. Just making music don't really pay good, and I never came into this to make money, because if I did, I'd have left a long time ago. But little stuff like this pays off. One, two, three, hit me.
And the mama gonna do the one with the mo. Right by the time, gonna make it chombo. Make it get my girlfriend big dough. Oh, bad boys, and go. And 1 year so. Mama gonna do the one with the mo. And the mama chombo. Make it get my girlfriend big dough. Oh, bad boys, and go. And 1 year
Some of these beats that you're hearing, they have for about a year. So all these songs they have meditated on. So me, what I do is I organize their thoughts and package this shit for them as far as your voice will suit this part of the beat. Hold up, break this part down.
The flows in Ghanaian hip life sometimes are really quite sophisticated. And sophisticated means they might appear to be simple, but in order to create something simple out of something more complex is sometimes much more difficult. But now more of our artists are taking their creative cues from more within our own storytelling tradition.
Some changes. Yeah. See, we know something. The way they start out, Kwame Amane Zikazi and Kwesi Dan, Obaya, I done it. If I break out, you.
Okay.
I done them one night. We'll be a brain, the Jenny up the door. I did my super Tina the Soji. I go blow. Go be fresh, no bit of friend who again. I've been a young bread. Not to a deep there. Watch out, rat or car, men who drink a chair. So for the sorry to boys sit dying. In the metal pine. We go back to pure water. Go sorry, not to say holy water.
Hey, listen, none of you is fucking older than each other. You're boys, man. The only difference is fucking music. Okay? So settle your fucking differences. Don't speak to each other with disrespect. If he wants you to do something, you do that shit. Okay? And that's it. You can't be in a fucking booth telling him fuck you. Okay? You can't do that shit. He's your bread. Alright? So get in there, use that energy to rap.
10 years after the beginning of Hiplife, the creation of music has still been totally split between the engineers in the studio who create the music and the artists who create the lyrics. Today in Accra alone, there are at least 2,000 studios. Once you have a computer and a microphone, you can call yourself a studio. The computer has brought the cost of production so low, you cannot compete with the computer. You have to use it, otherwise you are probably just out the window. But no sound designer is designing for the African market, simply because we are second-hand consumers of technology.
Take your time, man! Yeah, man! Yeah, man!
You know that new idea? Oh, sorry. You know that new idea? Why you talk about boom fans? Hope you know this guy they can't respond. Hope we all. Hope. Hope. How can be a hope? You're making me a hope. 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 Hope.
This mosquito crying, why are you? Why?
Pow, just a pow. You don't know about me. Pow. He's very powerful. I don't better not you moon pa. As I'm no crow and then tramp. Who do you want to go? Ah. Who do you want to go? Ah. Up and never took a pa. The cacking the maternity to the pa. Or don't never me. Tata. The quack could don't in a hoping teens are great. Or don't so to somebody car could do. What the phone me back me dog. I want to see you. Tata. What could don't stop the hoping teens are great. I saw that one car could do. What the phone me back me dog. I want to see you. Bye boys. Baba,
shit is so beautiful, I ain't even spit on it yet, man. I figured it could carry itself. Ethos, Reggie Rockstone, remix, GH, bilingual. Check it out, go to something like this. What I do is, I got the signature voice, or I put my name on there, so cats recognize that, you know, this is a Rockstone production. The middle last show, shop, no time to play. Presidential style, me bam kuta plane. Me be in bam, the bam the set every day. Go, what do me cat to me cat? You for pay. Some economy say buy my money today. I'm pure shall go for me.
We're getting ready for the show, you know? Never the end. Never treat for Hasea. Never Hasea. Me it will be a ministry. I say me jump walk. What in team you I say sometimes I go jump and so I'm a room. Police be chasing me. I be na dodge. It will be so much me na ma tua kakra. And they see me to make when my man order. Me fresh shots. You know, I call shots. And they open the gate for me in Konya mobile boy. You know what I mean? So time changes. Yeah.
Today is the biggest day of my life. I have manifested myself in brothers who stole my phones throughout the year. They call them mobile boys. Get it? This is a group that I had, what, like 2 years?
Say, mobile boys. Are you feeling the mobile boys? Say, mobile boys.
So basically, all my work I'm about to see tonight. Nestle decided to make some money off of Hiplife, and considering that Nestle has been known to be politically incorrect in the past, it was like a whole series. It was doing regions, and the Mobile Boys represented Accra, which is the city. If they win, they get a house for a year, so I'm free. They have a car, I'm free. Hopefully they get some phones so I can rob them. They have a recording contract plus 4 videos for OM Studio, blah, 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 for 1 year.
Which of the groups do you think is going to make the winners?
Man, this is a couple of conspiracy theories, and I might be paranoid, but like I said, that's a theme song, Africa. Paranoia is part of how we live. Because I figured, like, with that kind of money, people already got their fucking plan set. You know what I'm saying? They didn't expect that somebody like my group was gonna pop up. They needed some type of group that they could puppeteer, you know, just hold them up and tell them what the fuck to do and not. But I'm here.
My people, are you ready? Nescafe Music Ambassadors for 2004 goes to Pray.
2 nights before the show, I had a call from a friend of mine. It turns out that they already knew who they wanted to win. And I wasn't informed. I mean, the most they could have done was pull me to the side and say, hey, Reg, you know, don't go there because we got this plan.
1, 2, 1, 2. If you know say Mobile Boys will make some fucking noise.
With popular requests, right? And the way you guys perform, you deserve to win.
Yeah, they deserve to win. That is your madness. Allow your madness. That is your durima.
I haven't heard nothing, but the Mobile Boys definitely got a big fan base underground now. You know, the underdog always wins. So everybody's waiting for their album to drop. It's a hot album. Hot.
No, sir, Chimpo say, after this show, no crowd, I'm going to say, I say,
it's unbelievable.
And yeah, advert na mama say advert ne cry amobo.
Mobile Boys Nescafe, don't go there. Nescafe,
kuchoko grey ni nkonya penlo de.
Don't go there. Nescafe, and no one watch man so nom the te.
Don't go there. Nescafe, 3 in 1 in the sachet. Don't go there.
Na ni de esichire wo moku wo mu dada.
And no one sichire cap back nes.
Na ni de esichire wo moku wo mu dada.
Sache back nes wo shake back na fa. Ununu
M to the E to the S to the C to the
A. Fee Nescafe.
Me might come. Get your show CD go day ready.
Me, yeah, it did.
I should not start talking all day.
Okay.
I don't leave stage.
Okay.
You going on stage with me anyway. After that, it's Mobile Boys. Okay. It goes straight into
Military. That's track 1 here.
So I said Mobile Boys, turn. How many microphones you need? How many mics there, guys? Okay. Yeah, let's go. This is Ghana for your ass. Superstars and only got 2 mics. 2 mics. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. Yeah. Make some noise. DJ, hit the track now. Jesus, what is up? Put your hands in the air like this. Everybody. Hiplife for Central President. There was something. My Pedro. I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm the Jakan band, the Mobile Boys. We're about to rock the stage right now.
And and that you run the lyrics. Don't go there, come and last unit. Don't go there. Mr. DJ, drop it and let's get moving.
And that's how it all happens. You see them all humble now. Wait till they blow up. They get arrogant. Yep. Get them put a little money in their pockets, new sneakers in the car. They talk about, well, you know, I need another advance.
A lot of people romanticize Africa, if you know what I mean. So until you come and see there's a real place with real people in it living with stories, you know, maybe we could share that one drum beat that we always talk about.
It's